Hi everyone, I'm Lea Pearson. Welcome to Facebook Live. It's on Monday. I've been MIA for a couple of weeks because I was doing some stuff after my retreat, but I know you've had some fun times watching my Your Mother Was Wrong videos. I am an injury prevention specialist and the founder of Music Minus Pain, and I help guide musicians out of pain and into joy. So this past weekend, I spent sailing on a 115-foot schooner. This is a working, authentic schooner with no electricity, no motor, 2 huge masts about this big around, 3 booms the size of tree trunks, hundreds of ropes and lines, and berths for up to 29 people. Hi Bruce, hi Terry. It was an amazing experience and one that I've dreamed of doing my whole life. So I finally got to do it. We had all kinds of weather, from rain and fog to perfect, absolutely perfect Maine conditions with blue sky and a great breeze. But I got to thinking, as I started to remember all the sailing terms from my youth, that a boat is very much like the human body, right? There's a name for everything, and in order to function well on the boat, you need to know the names. So when the weather is easy and the wind is calm, there's time for someone to go up to you and show you which line they're referring to when they say, okay, trim the lazy stay sheet, for example. You don't know what that is. But when the wind is up and a storm is coming, the captain has to be able to shout out orders in a hurry. And you better know what she's talking about, otherwise you can get into real trouble. I learned this at a young age, sailing with my dad. You never question the captain. It's like you never question the conductor. And you always do what he or she says. Now, to a newcomer on a boat, it sounds like people are speaking a foreign language. None at 2 o'clock. Raise the topping lift 1 mark. Tighten the main reef at the throat. Huh? Fall off 2 degrees. No, don't fall off the boat. Don't get too close to the Charlie Noble. You might get burned. Or tuck in the reef lines when you're furling. Well, to me, this is all in my bones, and I know what it means. I think I probably heard it in the womb. I have my Captain Bob, who I actually named for my dad, who was also a surgeon. But a novice on a boat, and if you've ever been one, you know what I'm talking about, might get caught in the wrong place, or really even fall overboard when things happen quickly. And let me tell you, you do not want to fall overboard in 45-degree Maine waters. What I realized is this is so much like how we as musicians need to know our way around the body. You know, if you're in a doctor's office for a routine visit, they can easily show you something that you need to know about on your body, and you don't have to worry about its exact name. But in the middle of an operation, a surgeon has to be able to call out, retract to expose the left medial epicondyle. And if you are assisting, you sure as heck better know exactly what he or she means, or the operation's going to go very badly. So as musicians, hi Lynn, the better we know our way around the body, the better we're able to steer it to play the music we want. You know, I've met so many musicians who don't know, who don't know what the diaphragm looks like, much less where it is or how it functions. And we tend to way overuse our upper body muscles to hold instruments that really need to be supported from below. Many of us are definitely not aware that the nerves to our fingers begin up here through the spine in the neck. And we don't know that our head can be effortlessly supported by the spine. So here's the thing. When you're playing something easy, just like sailing on a calm, sunny day, when the wind isn't too strong and you can put a novice at the helm, that's not as important. Hi, Patricia. But in the middle of a performance, when you're getting nervous and there's a difficult technical passage, you better know exactly how to get the support you need for free technique. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen, right? You better know how to breathe in the freest and most efficient way so you can get exactly the right amount of air you need for the phrase that you're going to play. So a ship has a captain who knows where she wants to go, a compass, and now, of course, a GPS system to help guide her there, while the skipper is constantly adjusting for the wind and the tide, because let me tell you, the wind up in islands around Penobscot Bay, it can change quite often. And you have to know when the tide is coming in and when it's going out and where it is in the process of coming in and out, whether it's mid-tide, high tide, low tide, all of that stuff. Musicians, we have a brain that maps our body. That's our GPS and tells us how to move as we constantly adjust for speed and acoustics and dynamics and instruments and fellow players and the music and maybe even the conductor. When a ship is sailing in the fog, navigational instruments are essential. You know, before the days of GPS, well, we had foghorns and bell buoys, and if you were out in the middle of the ocean, you didn't have any of that, you were kind of screwed. When we are playing in high-stakes situations, we have to have this background knowledge in our bones. It's not just enough to look at a skeleton or an anatomy book every once in a while. We have to study how the body works and exactly how we need to use it when we're playing or singing. You don't want to crash and burn when you get to a tricky place, just like you don't want to hit the rocks when you're in a boat. Hi, Barbara. You got to know where they are. So, you might be asking, how do I do that? Well, if you know me, you know what I'm going to say. Explore body mapping. Hi, Donna. It's the perfect tool. Body mapping is designed expressly for the purpose of helping musicians to play better and get out of pain. So I had one of my grandfathers designed a navigational instrument for clipper ships that was new, that helped them navigate their way around the Horn and all the way to San Francisco. We have this fantastic tool called body mapping that helps us navigate our way through music. So go to bodymap.org, click on the recommended reading, and you'll find a whole list of books. Get the one that's most similar to your instrument. You can find mine, which is about the flute. You can find one on piano, on voice, on oboe, on violin. There's just a whole bunch of them. One on drumming. And then go to the teacher's page and find a teacher near you. Now, if there isn't one, send me a private message and we'll set up a complimentary consultation, because my passion is to help musicians who don't have access to the resources that they need. I teach mostly online, so I can work with you wherever you are, and I have students all over the world. It's so much fun. I've always known how to sail a boat, because my dad taught me very well when I was quite young, and I continued to learn from him over the years until he was about in his 80s and had to stop sailing. But for so many years, I didn't have a clue how to use my body when playing the flute. And as a result, I was crashing on the rocks all the time. I played in pain for 30 years. Hi, Antonio. That was such a waste. If only somebody had known how to help me understand how to use my body while playing, I could have avoided years of pain and discomfort, years of mediocre technique, years of limited breathing, years of navigational missteps. But you know what? Then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here to show you that you too can do it. Hi, Donna. Whether you are in pain or slight discomfort, or you just don't know exactly what you're missing, there is help. Private message me. We'll set up a session so I can help you figure out what you need to know. So, I will see you next Monday right here at noon Eastern, because I'm still doing Facebook Live every Monday at noon Eastern. And until then, thank you for spending your precious time here, for tuning in, and happy sailing. Bye-bye.